This is apparently one of the Xiamen Exhibition Center hotel. In English, there's more than one hotel that has this name. There is a catch to this hotel, which I'll tell you about later, but first I'll show you the room. So when I booked it on booking.com, the photos made it look like it was like a tea house style place, and I came here for the tea trade fair. That's like the spring tea fair in Xiamen, and I like tea, so I thought, well, I'll get this room. And it was not the same as the one listed on the picture. And the one listed in the picture on booking.com has things that look like these. So, like traditional Chinese style furniture. Furniture that looks like it will belong in a tea house. Like, you know, your timber frame, chairs, tables. And also a tea set, which this room does have. But I thought it was gonna be like an actual tea house. This isn't. Now the interior decoration is great. I'll show you the bathroom. So this is like floor to ceiling stone tiles, or at least just tiles. The facilities are good. It has toothbrushes, like 2 toothbrushes and 1 comb, which I find is strange in the hotels in China here. They give you 2 sets of toothbrushes, 1 for each person in like a twin or double room, but then only 1 comb. You know, your towels, your typical stuff, your towels, tissues, you know, hand wash. The toilet paper rolls are teeny tiny. So this is like pretty much how big it is. You've got your towels for your shower. The shower is pretty, I like the shower. It feels comfortable. They have slippers, which I tried. They're pretty hard and stiff to walk in, so after a really long day of walking, they're not the type of slippers that I want to walk in. As you can also see, they have toilet seat covers. And then they also have a hairdryer. Now what I found annoying to me about this hairdryer is, this is an inductive sensor switch, which means you have to actually hold the handle to turn on the hairdryer. Now, if you're a savvy traveler or you know, a seasoned traveler, you probably know the trick where you dry your clothes with the dryer. If I need to wash anything, like my socks or something, like yesterday when I arrived, it rained and my shoes and my socks got wet. So I wanted to wash it when I got back to the hotel. I washed it and I put it on the dryer to dry, but then I had to hold it for it to dry. And that's annoying. The room also comes with 2 bottles of water, free for you to take. And this green bottle, that is like insect repellent, like for mosquitoes. Also, it's an anti-itch oil, except I haven't figured out how to actually like open it. I tried using it yesterday and I couldn't get it to work. You can get drinking water here and put it in the kettle and boil it. And the bed is really comfortable. I like the bed. It's pretty. And I really like this lamp. I'll show you how this lamp works. Which one is it? Aha. So it's like that. And you have one on the other side too, but I have to go over and turn it on. Now this thing here, I found to be a little annoying, because this cover was originally sitting in it. And by putting this cover in, it blocks like practically 2/3 of this area, and it's hard to put anything in if you want to charge it. So fortunately this came off. It comes off. I'm not sure if it's meant to, but this came off. So I was able to charge my stuff. They have like an anti-mosquito oil that you can plug into the power and turn it on, and that's supposed to be you know, get rid of mosquitoes. Yes, there was mosquitoes here. but not that much. I don't know why, but Chinese buildings don't have fly screens, which means if any window is open, you're going to get like mosquitoes in. Television, very large screen. I haven't actually tried using it. Strangely, there's like power plugs on the ground. And now I'm going to talk about the actual catch to this hotel. What you see out the window right now, this place is not a hotel. Okay, this is not a hotel. This is actually a residential area that is still what I would say under construction. Like, look over there. That doesn't look complete to me at all. So what this actually is a residential area, and then somebody just renovated this to make it look like a hotel on the inside. Now the rooms are comfortable and nice, but that means there's a lot of problems getting here. First of all, my cab driver didn't know how to get here because they couldn't find the address. Second, because this is a residential area, and if you're an expat or you've lived in China or you've visited friends who live in China, you know that residential buildings have like guards, and if you wanted to come in, they would ask you to like register for it. And I don't think they speak any English. I speak Chinese, so I was able to tell them like what I was here for. And basically you have to write down your name and your identification number. So anyway, this is what I'm talking about. It looks like a hotel on the inside. You know, you've got your key card and your typical lights. But yes, so you have to put your name down and your ID number. For me, I put my passport down, and they just wrote it on a little notebook on paper. Those books are fake, by the way. They're not real books. They're like cardboard. Look, I'll show you. So, if you stay here, be prepared to have a lot of trouble getting here. I haven't even shown you the outside of the building yet. There is another catch for that too. Also, because this isn't a real hotel, there is no breakfast. And they say there's a restaurant, but you're only allowed to, they will only cater for you if you're in a large group. Now, they didn't tell me what a large group is, but definitely not for one person. So, you have to make sure you get, you have to take care of all of your meals before you come into this, residential complex. Like, you can see how big it is. See, all of that, that's residential. Out that window is another one. And also, taxis are not allowed to come into this complex. So, once you get in, once the taxi drops you off at the front door, you're gonna have to make your own way inside. And if you don't have a Chinese phone to contact them, and you don't know how to get in here, and they don't speak English, and you don't speak Chinese or something, you're gonna have a bit of trouble finding it. Even though it's not actually that far from the entry, it might be a bit hard for you to find. I'll show you what I mean later. But first, I'll just show you outside this hall. Not sure if people are still sleeping, but this is outside in the common area. And you can see the couch and a tea set. By the way, there's no lifts in this building. And the stairs are pretty hard to manage because they're quite high, and especially at the corner, you can see at the top, kind of hard to. those are all the other guest rooms. Okay, well, it's time for me to leave, and I'm going to show you the outside. Quick video. Like I said, there's no lift, so if you have a lot of luggage, you are going to have to bring it down yourself if there's nobody around, because like I said, this is not a hotel, so there's really nobody there at the reception. And look at how dangerous this is. There's no railing on the side. This is just a hole. There's a railing on this side, but that is really dangerous. Yeah. Just saying. This is the reception when you enter through the door. The interior design is actually pretty good, which is why I decided to come here in the first place. Pretty good, I like it. But this is actually kind of like a tea house and a yacht club put together, which I'll show you the sign on the outside. But if you look at this, yeah, so this is the name of the hotel that I found on booking.com. And if you look at the property detail, the photos, I was under the impression that my room was going to be, which I'll find it, this one, because this is a twin room. When I selected it, you can select between a king and a twin room. This is the landing, staircase landing that I showed you earlier in the other video, clip. I thought my room was going to be like this, or this, because when I clicked on view room for the twin room, not the king one, this is the picture I got. This is not, this is not what my room looked like. And that's the picture I got. That's not what I got. Right? So I was pretty disappointed, because the one that I got is actually the picture that was on the king room, and I specifically did not want that one. So I was kind of disappointed that I got the room that I did, because I actually almost came out of my way to stay here, because I thought it was like an actual tea house themed hotel / entire apartment, because when I booked it, it said, it actually had the word entire apartment in it somewhere. Anyway, gonna go out the door first and then I'll show you something. Okay, so this is outside the hotel, and in case you didn't get my point, or I didn't make it clear enough, this is not a hotel. So yeah, just let me repeat, this is not a hotel. You can see it actually says a Sagishima yacht club, and it's 1638, number 1368, and over here on the building next to it, it's got the number on it. Now, like I was saying, this is actually a residential place, which means it's a residential place. And this is the path that you would be on if you took the left lane, which I'll show you when I get back out to the front gate. And it is very unsmooth, unlevel, lumpy, and where you can see all the dark patches, that was where like puddles were last night, because yesterday it rained a lot, and the puddles were, it was deep enough for my shoes to get wet. And And you can see this little median strip garden in the middle. There is another, like a flatter road on the other side of the median strip. That's the one that you would take. Like, that's the one you would be on if you took the right lane when you come out through the gate. Did I mention that taxis aren't allowed in here? So you'd have to find your own way in here. There are no street lights here at night, but from far away you'd be able to see the two blue signs. They're really bright. It's not that far from the entry. Like I said, if you can, I'll show you how to get here if you really want to stay here. But something else I wanted to point out: if you took the left path after you come in through the entry, you can see that there's like gaps in like the road. Yeah. This gap isn't that big, but there are bigger gaps, and I swear a small child can fall through it. Or you can drop your phone there, or even your shoes. This is the path that you'd take, that you'd see, or you'd be on if you took the right lane after you come through the entry gate. And as you can see, it's smoother and a lot more easy to navigate, and there are no dangerous gaps. Now, the gap that I showed you, there's like stuff in it, but then some of the other gaps is actually just, it drops like 5 meters or so directly down to the water, the river. Now there is like this path in the median strip, so usually it's like a hilly median strip, so you won't be able to cross it, but I think people have gone through this path a lot, so that there is like a path now. But what I would recommend, if you stay here either by accident or on purpose, take the easy path. Walk almost directly to the end, as you can see, and then you'll notice on your left hand side, so like left hand side, this side, you can see this path here. It's easy to take your luggage up there and then walk like the rest of the 5 meters to your right, that way, to the hotel, the yacht club. You can actually see the yacht club. I can just see it. If I can zoom in. Yeah. That's it. I just want to talk a bit more while I'm walking to the gate. So I'm walking towards the gate. Do I recommend you to stay here? No. Why? Because this is actually a really inconvenient place. Like, no matter how good the interior decoration is, this is not like an easy place to navigate if you don't know Chinese, you can't speak Chinese, things like that. Not because you have to read anything, but because you have to navigate like the people. Now, last night, I went out to the front of the gate to take some night shots of those buildings over there, and it was really pretty. But I tried to get back in at 11:30, and I was like within visible distance of the guards at the gate, and they told me that I couldn't go in. They said like, don't go in anymore, like too late now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I live here. So if you couldn't say that to them, you're gonna have a hard time explaining why you're trying to get in at this late. Like I was saying, when you enter, the first time you enter, you have to register. When you go out, nobody cares. But if you come in, like, I tried to come in yesterday, after I had dinner outside, and then they're like, wait, who are you? And I'm like, I've already registered. And then I got my tripod, I went back out to take photos, and then when I tried to go back in at 11:30, they're like, no, you can't come in. But yes, I obviously came in because, I explained to them in Chinese. Now, this is the fork in the road that you'll see after you come in through the front gate. Now, the actual hotel or the accommodation is on the left lane, but it's easier to get there if you take the right one and then cross the median strip, like I showed you earlier. So this thing right there, that's another like a median strip garden, but then over there and over there, they both go to the front gate.